Well, good morning there, guys. Welcome back to another Ferris Farming Organic YouTube video. Today, you can probably see behind me, and we're not really doing anything else. We're going to be field cultivating again today, and eating a donut. Now, just to recap past few days, today is the 29th of February. So Tuesday, or I took the video you guys saw last video was on Monday. Tuesday we ran most of the day, and then it started to get a little bit yucky out. Started to snow a little bit. If you follow the Instagram, and I suppose I posted a few things on here, we quit around 6:30 because it started to snow, which is kind of bound to happen when you get in the field this early. Anyway, then yesterday was very cold, so we didn't do a whole lot. I did get to go in the tractor towards the end of the day and just work up a little bit around the Emmetsburg shop here. So we were in the tractor. We have been in the tractor every single day this week, and today should be a good day. We're headed up to Fenton, Iowa to work some ground up there. So we'll see you guys up there. Alright, as you can probably tell, we just made it to the field. We're going to start going, obviously, back and forth. This is a brand new field, so I'm going to have to make some more lines. Probably drive the headlands to get those lines made, and then make sure I put those on my phone or text Jack those. When the planters come, they don't have to make lines, because that's really inefficient. But we're going to get going. It's pretty cold and windy out right now, so I probably won't put you guys outside or take the drone up, but we're going to get going, and I'll get back to you guys when something entertaining happens. Alright guys, we have all the passes going this way, or the long way, I guess you could say, across the field. It's probably a better way to put that done. So now we're going to do the headlands, the end rows, whatever you call them. But since there's no lines in this field, we have to make them on our own. And I'll hop in the cab here in a second. It's pretty windy out here. I walked around the other side of the tractor, so it's not so windy. But we have to back in these corners really good, especially when you're field cultivating or prepping for planting. You really want to get to the edges of the field. Jason, if you're watching this, encroachment is a really big deal. Mentioned it a lot last year. Well, the one video. You guys thought that was pretty funny. Anyway, you want to get to the very edge of the field, utilize the land as much as you can, and especially when you make new lines, you want to start as far back as you can and go as far as you can that way. That way it's the best and straightest line, most accurate line for the planters when they come and plant. Now we're going to hop back in the tractor here. I'll show you guys how we make the line, and keep on going. Okay, so pretty much, I'm going to talk a little bit before I show you guys how I make the line. All of the lines and all the tractors, they're called, I don't know, guidance tracks, auto track lines, whatever you want to call it. It's the line that the tractor follows. Now I know most of you guys know what that is, but for the person out there watching this video that doesn't know what that is, I'll try to explain it a little bit. So pretty much what it is a guidance system. You know, in the old days they used to put a stick on the steering wheel, and that would keep it going straight, and then you wouldn't have to hold the steering wheel. We're past that stage. Alright, we are now to satellites, computers, all that fancy stuff. I'm a farmer, so I don't really understand it a whole lot, but pretty much it has a home point and an end point, and it straights that line, latitude, longitude, whatever. I'm gonna rant a little bit. And it has a, oh my gosh, you know what, if you don't know what AutoTrack is, just Google it, because it's going to be a whole lot better of an explanation than I'm going to give you. Pretty much, you make a line, a home point and end point. It's a straight line. Your tractor will follow that. It will not go off that line unless you move the steering wheel and do it manually. Otherwise, pretty much driving tractor, you push a button and you sit back and do nothing. So that's farming in a nutshell for you. So to make a new one, I showed you guys this last video, new track, but now we are going to do the A plus B. So back to that home point, I'm going to name this North, exclamation point, North Ends. That way, when the planter comes, when we come with cultivators, we'll always know the north side of the field is called North Ends. So okay, set A, so this is my home point. So now, every time, well, I started here, I'm going to drive all the way to that end of the field, and it'll be a straight line coming from here to there. And then this line will be shared through the John Deere stuff to all the other tractors that we have. So when the planter comes, he's not going to have to make a brand new line. The cultivator tractor is not going to have to make a brand new line. The combine is not going to have to make a brand new line. And we'll use this line for however long we farm this field. Unless the border changes, we will always use these same exact lines, if that makes sense. If you have more questions on that, you can comment. I did not explain that even half as good as I probably should have, but it's a very important part when you're an organic farmer and you run across your fields as much as we do. We make anywhere from, I'm going to say, 8 to 12 passes per field, counting primary tillage and fall tillage, and it's very important to always have the same lines in all the tractors. That way you have no difference in between what the planter did and what the row crop cultivator did. It's just something that keeps everything very uniform, very in sync, and it's very efficient. Alright, enough chit-chat. We're gonna drive this line, test my actual tractor driving skills, and we'll probably get back to you guys when we move fields or get done with this field. We have a little bit left to do here. It is very windy out, so don't expect any videos outside yet or drone videos, but we'll take a few as the day goes on, and maybe we'll sprinkle them in there a little bit. But let's drive some tractor quick. Just finished up this field. We're gonna head up to the next one. It's like 3 o'clock. We got up here at 11. This was a quarter, so that's 160 acres. So it took us roughly not roughly, it did take us 4 hours, which means we got about 40 acres per hour. Yeah, 40 acres per hour. That's counting doing headlands, making the headlands. So pretty happy with how many acres per hour we got. Pretty efficient, still going about that six and a half usually. Did adjust this a little bit this morning. It was pulling a little bit deep on the sides, so we adjusted that, and it seems to be working a lot better, not pulling or not swinging to one side. So happy with the work it's doing. We're gonna head up now a little bit further north, closer to Sway City. For those in the area, you'll know where that is, but we're gonna get on the road, finish this day strong, hopefully knock out a couple more acres. Also, we can check how many acres we've done so far this year. Looks like we got 740. Not bad for really only 2.5 days of driving tractor. Not bad at all. I think we maybe got 60 acres done yesterday in a different tractor. So roughly 800 acres have been leveled this year by just me. And we've had one other day. So we probably have around 1,200 to 1,400 acres leveled so far, and that was about how many acres we had chicken litter spread on, which is the main reason we're doing this, incorporating the chicken litter and leveling up the field. So 2 birds, 1 stone. All right, but we're all folded up, so we're gonna get on the road here. Made it up to the next field. The reason we came up here, you can't really see. I'll take you guys out later when the wind calms down. This was oats last year, and the reason we brought this tractor up here is because Derek was going to take this tractor and cultivator up to Terrell and Esterville after here, and I mean, we can level this ground anyway, so we figured we'd bring it up here today. I tried to get most of this field done, if not all of it. It's a pretty decently sized field. It's about 240, 260 acres. So it's not a small field. I'd be really surprised if I get this done. It might even be 320. It's a pretty large field, but I'm gonna do the ends first. That's a good rule of thumb. When the ends were ripped and not like high-speed disked or something, you should always do the ends first so you're not bouncing up and down. You know, it's not good for equipment to be jolted around that much. So we're gonna knock these ends out, start going back and forth, and see where we end up at the end of the day. Now, usually we don't do the ends first before we plant, but since we're probably going to come back here and do another pass, it's not that big of a deal if I do the ends first. The reason you want to do the ends last, so this is a 60-foot cultivator, which I mentioned either in this video or I just did, or last video. All of our stuff is 60 foot or 24 rows, so you really want to have smooth end rows when you're planting corn and beans, especially because you don't want to bounce around, because then you have an uneven seed bed and stuff might not come up correctly. You might display stuff when you're tine weeding. So I like to do the ends last. We always do the ends last. So it's 120 feet or 48 rows, which is what we planned for headlands. So it just kind of makes sense, but it doesn't make a big difference when it's the first pass. It's almost better to do the ends first, just so it's nice and smooth for your tractor. Not a really important part of farming, but it's something that probably a lot of you guys don't think about. So there you go. All right, guys, ends are done. I'm actually gonna crank this down maybe a half inch or an inch, just to make sure I'm covering up my tracks really good. I was on the end rows, but this is a little bit more of an aggressive angle that the Ripper did last year or last fall. I just want to make sure I'm mixing everything up really good, you know, and leveling everything out and taking out my tracks. You know, getting rid of that compaction in the field is pretty key when you're trying to level stuff up, and always. So we raised it up, or not raise it, we lowered it an inch. So we'll see what that looks like. If we need to adjust it, we will. Relatively easy. All you do, for the less informed or for those who don't know, most cultivators that I've ran, it's just a crank right here and that just raises everything up. You can fine tune more things like the pitch of things on these bars. This is also a John Deere cultivator, it might be different on other ones. These, you just take this off, flip it up, move the bolt and stuff around, and that changes stuff too. But I think just deepening it an inch will make a pretty big difference. So we'll see what it looks like. I'm sure you guys can hear that wind, but when that dies down, take the drone up, put you guys back here, and hope we finish this field. Alright guys, oh boy, we are still going here. Hope you guys like those drone shots. First of all, still going. It's only 6 o'clock, it's just getting a little bit dark out. Feels working up relatively good. I mean, this was oats last year, I think I mentioned that, and we only disc ripped it, so there's a lot of trash and like oat residue, oat straw, and alfalfa clover kind of bunched up. So I'm trying to make it somewhat black. I might hop out after this pass here and show you guys just what I'm trying to say. You know what, I'm not even gonna talk anymore, I'm just gonna get out and show you guys. Alrighty, I'll show you guys what we're working with here and what I mean. Alright, so you can see all like this trash. This is like oat straw, or it's not like, it is oat straw from last summer, last July. And I'll show you guys what it looks like before I work it up, and obviously this is what it looks like after I work it up. So like right here you can see there's pretty big ridges from the Ripper here, which I mean was the goal. Dried out a lot quicker. It is pretty soft. You can see like all of this oat straw, it is unrooted, it's not rooted in or anything. But this is what it looks like after. So you can see it's nice and worked up. There's a lot of clumps. I think it might have been a little bit wet when the ripper went through. That's why there's so many clumps, but it looks pretty smooth, or it does look really smooth. The only thing I'm worried about is there being too much trash on top for like the tine weeders to go through. I think the planters will have no problem at all planting the corn in the ground, but when you go through with tine weeders, just a bunch of little fingers, kind of just rakes the top. So we might work this again. I don't really know what we can do. This is why I like to plow, because it buries a lot of that trash, incorporates the alfalfa, clover, and oat straw a lot better than a ripper does. But that's just my opinion. I could be wrong. I just like to plow. So I don't know. It's getting a little bit chilly out. My wife's supposed to come pick me up in like an hour or so. So we'll keep going as much as we can. Definitely not going to get this field done, but I think Derek will easily get it done tomorrow. And doesn't that tractor look sick? I mean, that's just a good looking tractor, dude. Anybody that says John Deere isn't the best tractor, you're just lying to yourself. So yeah, maybe comment what you are. Well, that was a really vague comment. Maybe comment what you are, Team Case or Team Deere. You guys already know my opinion, Team Deere all the way. But comment down below what you are, Team Deere, Team Case, Team whatever. Team Fendt, Caterpillar. I don't even know what other brands there are. I just like John Deere. But comment down below what you guys like. Okay guys, just letting the tractor cool down for a couple minutes before my wife gets here to pick me up. Just a couple of stats from the day. We got over 275 acres done. That was two fields. Did a lot of ends on this field. I went around the whole field twice, like I talked about earlier, and finish up that quarter. So pretty productive day. Hopefully we can get a 300 acre day in tomorrow. We should have a full day of some pretty decently sized fields, so should be doable, but we'll see you guys in the morning. Morning, boys and girls. Field cultivating again today. It's a little bit cold out, so we're gonna let this tractor warm up. We're actually down by the Emmitsburg shop, not running the tractor we ran yesterday. Like I said yesterday, Derek's going to run that and then taking it up to the Esterville area. It just doesn't make sense for me to drive all the way up there since he lives up there. So we'll be around Emmitsburg today. Hopefully we can get, a little bit more done. Currently we're talking about bringing the planters out next week, the oat planters. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, you should probably subscribe if you want to see that. I would hate for you guys to miss a video. I'm really tired. In other news, we are less than 1,300 subscribers from 10,000. So that's also pretty awesome. You know what's not awesome? I forgot to pack a lunch today, which might turn into an issue later on. Anyway, thank you guys for watching today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys learned a little bit, or just enjoyed watching it, got to get a laugh off something. I don't know. I hope you guys enjoy these videos because I really enjoy making them. So we'll catch you in the next one.